So the other movie I saw on Saturday, the one I actually had some hope for, was Going in Style. And it was pretty good. So, Going in Style is a remake of a 1979 film of the same name. Didn't realize that going in, found that out after I watched it and as I looked up more about the film. It stars Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, and Alan Arkin. Now in this film, these three are losing their pension, losing their jobs, losing everything as the factory they work in is being outsourced. While Michael Caine's character is going to the bank and trying to deal with the mortgage payments, there is a heist in that same bank. Now these robbers, they get away with it. They steal a lot of money and Michael Caine starts thinking, you know what? What if we can pull off a heist? So in order to get back at the bank, get the money they deserve, these three decide to pull off a heist. Now I definitely was hoping to like this film because I like all three of the actors involved and it did seem like a fairly fun premise. At the same time, this did feel like one of those movies like Las Vegas and a few other movies about older dudes doing something fun before they die. And I think we have a lot of comedies like that. It seems like we get one every couple of years, maybe even one every year. And I was hoping this wouldn't be too stereotypical and too generic and have fun. It does have stereotypical moments, it does have generic moments, but ultimately it is still fun. First off, the acting is great throughout the movie, especially our three main leads who bring a lot to these characters. They have great chemistry, they have good comedic timing together, and I have to say, I did laugh a lot, especially with these three characters. They are definitely professionals of their craft, and they make it fun, they make it entertaining, they make it energetic, and when it gets down to the heart and the soul of the movie, they do bring their A game. Or they're just so good and on top of their class that when they're phoning it in, they still feel like they're giving it their all. And there is a lot of cameos in this film. There's a lot of supporting actors that I was surprised was in the film, and I was happy they were in the film. You got Christopher Lloyd, who is really funny, really deranged throughout this movie. Definitely some form of dementia in his character. You got Matt Dillon, who is a detective in this movie. John Ortiz is the one that starts helping these old men deal with the heist because they don't know how to do it. They need professional help. And so John Ortiz is some sort of gangster, some sort of lowlife that starts helping them along. Think of him as the Jamie Foxx character to Horrible Bosses. Kenan Thompson makes a funny appearance. Anne Margaret plays the love interest of Alan Arkin's character. And Michael Caine has a granddaughter in this movie, a granddaughter that doesn't see her father a lot. The father is a bit of a lowlife, and he's played by someone really familiar that I've seen before. Alright, he's in John Wick Chapter 2, the one who gives John Wick all the guns in that film. He's also in Guardians of the Galaxy, the one who dies in the spaceship net. So I have to say there's a lot of good cameos, a lot of good performances throughout the movie, and they made this film entertaining, they made this film funny. Now when it comes to the main story of the film, it is generic and very formulaic. You've probably seen this type of film done multiple times, and this one is no different. Now what I've heard about from the original film, the 1979 version, is that there's no real rhyme or reason for these old people to really do this heist. I believe in the original they were just bored and wanted to do something exciting before they die, which I think could have definitely worked for this film, and I still like the way they did it. I understand that there's a lot of people that wouldn't like our main characters doing a heist just because they want to do a heist, just because they want to do something exciting. There has to be a rhyme or reason to it, there has to be meaning to it, there has to be character development, there has to be backstory. I know there's plenty of people that like that, and I like that too. But the reasons for doing the heist does feel generic, it does feel by the numbers, it feels like stories that have been done over and over again, and not to an extent that is heightened. It feels like it's just the same old stuff. With Michael Caine's character having a granddaughter and a daughter that's living with him and he's losing his house, he's losing his mortgage. Morgan Freeman's character that's on dialysis, he's slowly dying, he needs a kidney transplant. And you have Alan Arkin's character that has nothing to live for and then starts falling in love with a girl. Or at least the girl falls in love with him and then he slowly falls in love with her. You definitely have a lot of subplots and a lot of things done before, and it kind of would be fun seeing them just do the heist just for the sake of it and just for the excitement. Now, of course, in today's society, if a main character were to do that just for the fun of it, they would be classified as the villains most likely and classified as unlikable character, and I wish there were reasons for them to do it. But personally, with the high status of these three actors and the chemistry they have and the charisma they have, I think they could have pulled off a movie where it's just them doing the heist for excitement and excitement alone. And it still would have been a good movie. Either way, I still like it, but I kind of lean towards them just pulling off the heist for excitement would be better than what we have. Now, with that said, there was one subplot I wish was a little bit more developed. As I said earlier, Michael Caine's granddaughter in the film has a father that is sort of a lowlife in Michael Caine's sense of the word, or Michael Caine's character's sense of the word. And this father's not in his daughter's life. And there's sort of a subplot with that, but it's so underdeveloped in the film, it feels like it comes out of left field. Like, I get the setup because Michael Caine has to go to this character, so he's like, hey, you're a low-life character, you know low-life people, we need to know someone who can pull off a heist and help us do it, sort of thing. And so there's the introduction of that character, and then that's all we get. And then suddenly, towards the end of the film, we have Michael Caine bringing this guy over to the daughter and having him be more a part of the daughter's life, like out of nowhere. Like, couldn't there be like a scene or two sort of helping the father go along and being more in his daughter's life? Just feels like it comes out of left field when it actually does come. Overall, the film was just really fun, and there's not a lot bad I can say about it, but there's not a lot great I can say about it either. Just that I simply liked it. I'm going to give Going in Style 3 stars. So, did you see Going in Style? What'd you think about it? Go ahead and comment below. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and check out my movie reviews of 2015, 2016, or 2017. As always, this is Bruce Gifford, and this was just my opinion.